You can hold the light for yourself and anyone else in any situation as long as you choose to. This is a quote I wrote, and it covers many areas of life, but let's just examine a few. For example, let's start with a hot favorite of most of us, career and work. So let's say you're at work and you're inside a boardroom meeting or a business meeting, or you're even just talking to a colleague or a collaborator. Now suddenly, tempers start to flare. Or, better yet, in tune with the more sensitive nature of our times, somebody starts to express themselves, perhaps even about how they do not like something about you. Now, one way would be to take this personally and get very, very reactive and react quickly. Another way would be to hold space for the person and let them express themselves, to just understand that the person is a human being expressing themselves. So holding the light in this case would mean holding space and letting them fully say whatever they need to say, no matter how hurtful or how painful it could be to take that if you were to take it personally. Now let's look at another example. Imagine in romantic relationships, somebody comes to you after a hard, long day at the career we were talking about just now. You come home and somebody lists down 8 things for you that you did wrong according to them. Now, that is another place where you could hold the light for them and even yourself. Because sometimes if you're a very caring, loving spouse, family member, son, daughter, parent, whatever, you might feel hurt by the hurt that you caused this other person as they're explaining to you and you're realizing, oh yes, I did do that one wrong and that must have hurt them. So you hold the light not just for yourself but also for them and for the relationship. Let them continue to express what they must to explain themselves and help them explain you to yourself better. And that's how you hold the light. Another way we can hold the light is towards animals or nature. Now, it's bad enough that the pharmaceutical drugs that proliferate on the planet and the food that we eat in the mass market and mass farming and from these types of avenues consist of a lot of torture and a lot of experimentation on animals. I don't think that that's necessary. In today's day and age, given the evolution, the advancement, where we can draw our nutrients from. However, many people, just like me, have gotten addicted to these meats, the chemicals in the meats, and so on and so forth. And it is a very, very toxic and torturous, harmful, and just disgusting environment and ecosystem we've created on Earth. I would love to be vegan, but I'm not vegan yet. But with every better choice that we make, for instance, taking less pharma drugs, taking less pharmaceutical drugs, and only when you need them, actually is holding the light and holding a better space for not just your own body system, but for animals who have to go through the animal testing and so on and so forth. Eating a little bit less chicken. Do you really need 16 chicken wings today? Or can we eat 4? Right? That is that many less chickens killed, farmed in a really bad way, very unhealthy. Not to mention, when I use the word toxicity, it's also about toxicity to ourselves because we're eating that badly farmed meat. And by bad, I mean bad living conditions, hormones, chemicals. You see animals eating each other's poop because they don't have enough food. I mean, it goes on and on and on. The list just continues. So one way of holding the light, for example, for animals would be to change our diets for the better. There are also certain festivals in certain parts of the world where they are torturing and fighting with dogs before eating them and cooking their meat. Do you really need to make a game out of hunting food when we kill bodies and release souls back to the multiverse? Do we really need to do that? I don't believe we need to do that. Another way we can hold the light is to perhaps just be gentle to ourselves and everyone else we come into contact with. Now, that may seem a little bit strange to many people because a lot of us just rush through life. However, the first step to living a better life is to slow down, think, perceive, understand what is actually going on. And when you come from that place, you will automatically be starting to hold the light without going, oh yeah, Zephyr said we should hold the light or we could hold the light. It'll automatically happen because inside you is a soul, and the soul is going to start to want to live gentler and in a more kind, loving, and peaceful fashion, which are some of the very normal and high soul signatures of souls, once we get out of the nonsense that our body's been conditioned with on a daily basis in this planet. Lastly, what I'd like to leave you with in this episode is that holding the light before you're very, very conscious of it and move into your soul fully, or at least as fully as a human can while we're here on this 3D plane in these bodies, is that holding the light is a choice. And some days we're going to need to make this a conscious choice, something like you might write down in your notes or whatever, a reminder somewhere. And some days, once you assimilate it, it's going to become more of an unconscious or subconscious choice. And that is a good thing. But there are going to be days where it's tough. And we're going to have to remind ourselves that we have to be gentle to ourselves and the people around us. Some days it's just being more gentle towards other people while you take a beating. Some days it's being gentle to yourself while everybody else is like around you. It is a choice. Some of us choose this daily and we live a much, much better life. And everyone around us can feel it, they know it, they hear it, and they realize, wow, this person's a very gentle soul. Or something's changed in this person if you choose to evolve into a gentle person if you were not previously. And some of us don't choose this choice and live very, very painful lives. And eventually you'll reach a stage in your personal development, as we all do, where we realize, hey, change starts with me. And so holding the light is a choice you're going to have to make. A spiritual choice, a kind choice, a loving choice, and something I urge you to try in your life if you haven't already. Thank you, and see you on the next episode. This has been Zephyr, and I hope this has been helpful to you. Take it easy, and bye-bye.